What's going on, everybody? This is Mattdoesfitness, and a man walks into a bookshop and says, "I hope you haven't got a book on reverse psychology." Okay, this is my bench highlights from week 6 of my 4th cycle, and this is the end of my week. So, 6 weeks done, in the bag, moving on to week 7. Now, it was a pretty rubbish week of bench press, as you may have ascertained from the video title, unless you are not very intelligent. Now, it was I say it was rubbish, it was a little bit mixed. So, on the plus side, I did a couple of what were technically PR. So this first session I'm doing touch and go work. I'm kind of making it up as I go along, so I basically just dropped the weight down as I went and just saw what I could get. So for that first set of 140, which is 314 pounds, 309 pounds, I got 4 reps, which equals my PR, but I felt pretty rubbish. I then dropped it down to 135 kilos, 298 pounds, and I think I got another 4. I think I should have been counting them, but I wasn't. I think another 4, and I just basically continued to drop down the weight. But as the sets went down, I just felt kind of crapper and crapper to the point where I mean, my shoulders are fine. That is the plus point, the big plus point. Don't get me confused. I'm very happy in overall terms because my shoulders feel great. I've not had any shoulder pain, touch wood, since before my competition. So we are talking like a month and a half, which is pretty friggin' awesome, really. It's just frustrating because, I mean, I always say this, my bench is very hit and miss. Sometimes I feel good, sometimes I feel awful, and there seems to be no rhyme or reason behind that. You know, there are times when I should technically be fresh and should feel really good, but I don't. And other times where I've done a lot of work previously and I shouldn't be feeling good, and I do. So, like I said, it's just a bit strange. However, more importantly, can you name this theme tune? I'll give you a few seconds, have a think about it. If you got it, well done. It is the Borat theme tune. Borat, by the way, is incredibly funny. I watched a bit of it earlier on. I haven't seen it for a few years. So funny. I watched like one of the episodes, like the original episodes from back in the old days, and so funny. Sacha Baron Cohen is an absolute hero. I wish he was my dad. Right, here I'm doing my accessory work, which is some floor pressing. You might have noticed there were a couple of plates in the way, and I stupidly didn't notice that, so I carried on pressing and kept hitting them and had to kind of shuffle around on the floor, which was really irritating, but I got them done. Did 3 sets of, I think, about 8 down to about 6, as I tried to go relatively heavy. I then did what you can see me doing here, which is some dumbbell shoulder press. I very rarely do this because my shoulders suck, but they're getting better, and so I'm going to try and up the workload there and try and get them as strong as they've ever been. In fact, stronger than they've ever been, because they've never been very strong. Right, that was my first session done. Now it's my second session, and again, this kind of followed suit. So the first set here, this is all paused work. The first set here is 142.5 kilos, 314 pounds. And I got this for a triple, which is a PR for a triple. I've never done this much weight for 3 reps, so that's obviously very pleasing. Slightly strange in that the first 2 reps felt really, really easy, and then I suddenly hit a wall, which I tend to do with touch and go. It's quite, tend to do with paused reps. It's quite frustrating because after those first 2, I thought I was going to get like 4, possibly even 5, and ended up only just getting 3. So it's a strange world we live in. Right, I then did another set of there, so 142.5 again. This time I didn't even get 3, I did like 2 and about, what was that? Probably about 40% of a rep, so about 2.4 for all the mathematicians out there. I then dropped it down, did another 2 sets at a lower weight, so I went 135 kilos, 298 pounds, again with pause reps, and I can't remember, but I think I got 4, potentially 4 reps of each, I think. You'll probably find out here. Also, I don't know if this is a common thing, but my arch, sometimes I get it kind of hurts my back. We're not talking bad, and it's always gone instantly after the session finishes, but I get a bit of discomfort in my lumbar spine from doing my arch. I do try to exaggerate it. It is getting better, But I was kind of curious. I mean, benchers out there, do you find that your back hurts sometimes from doing an arch? I know people have told me that, you know, if you get a decent arch, it is going to be a bit uncomfortable. I do agree with that. And I mean, to be fair, sometimes it doesn't hurt at all, it feels fine. But there are sometimes it could possibly be linked to my deadlift. This is the day after this session is always a dead day after my deadlift, so possibly it's a little bit tender from that. But yeah, I do sometimes feel that. So let me know if you have the same thing, or if you think I potentially have Ebola. Right, I think I did one more set slightly lower than that, but it was so pathetic I didn't bother adding it to the video. I then dropped the weight down to, no, that's a lie, I didn't do another set. I did these. I did 2 sets at 220 pounds, 100 kilos of touch and go work. And no, again, I am just a compulsive liar. I did 3 sets of 8 at that weight, although the last set ended up being 10 reps because I kind of underestimated how many reps I could do when I was fatigued. Anyway, you probably didn't understand anything I just said, so just disregard it. Men in Black style, you know, where they have that weird kind of memory eraser. Use one of those. If you haven't got access to one of those, just try your best to forget, or at least pretend you've forgotten. Right, more accessory work. I did some cable press / flies. I then did some bent over flies. So here I'm kind of exaggerating the the final part of the movement, trying to focus on crossing my elbows over, pushing from the elbows and contracting as much chest as humanly possible. Always do these back to the wall, by the way, for obvious reasons. I did 3 sets of 12-ish on both of those exercises, and then I finished the session and the week for that matter with some rubbish machine shoulder press. And I say rubbish because, as you can quite clearly see there, the machine is rubbish. I did 3 sets of, I think, 10 down to about, no, 4 up to about 10 because I tried to go heavy. And that, my friends, concludes my session and my week. So, hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Please like, comment, share,